Autry?
I think Kevin Autry is just an everyday simple guy from Kumasi, in the Ashanti region, who believes that everything is possible once you put your mind to it, and who believes that prayer and persistence can do almost everything.
Is it just a normal cliche that everything is possible? You actually believe that everything in this world is possible?
I mean, if you think about it, it took us 4 years to get an oil block. We kept at it for 4 years. The average person would just back out and find something else to do. Because, we had trading business, so it wasn't like, we had other businesses that we had going. But we still kept at it. We got the oil block. We had companies which are well experienced in terms of, they've been in existence for much longer, who told us there's nothing. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your resources. We still believed in it. So with us, no one can tell us anything different. We have such a... And the upside, the potential upside, it is very, very promising. It makes us feel very good. It makes us feel that, Africans and, Black people can also do things which seem very difficult, or things which seem not that possible for Ghanaians to do, because never had there been any Ghanaian entity, or let me just rephrase, any African entity which have done what we've done, been able to achieve this feat. So we think that it's basically going to inspire the African youth to believe in ourselves, that whatever we put our mind to, we can achieve.
You were born in 1980. You made your very first bid for an oil block in 2006, which was unsuccessful. How did you feel like that whole transition, having to wait till 2016 and then to finally make this discovery 3 years down the line?
Yeah, so in 2006, my brother and I, who was 29, my brother was 29, I was 26, we looked at, getting an oil block in Ghana. And we were,
at 26?
Yes. We looked at, getting an oil block in Ghana, and we were told we didn't have the financial and technical capabilities, which it was true. We didn't have the financial and technical capabilities.
How much did you need by then?
Well, I don't remember the exact amount, but I think they wanted to see that your company could raise a few hundred millions of dollars. So we didn't, honestly speaking, we did not have the ability to raise financing, and we had to seek for partners and stuff like that, but it wasn't going very well. So what I decided to do was to build the technical and financial capability. So in 2008, fast forward 2008, I started Springfield, and then we decided to start from the ground up. So we started with trading. We started with bringing in petroleum products into Ghana. Then we looked at going into neighboring countries, landlocked countries. Then we looked at going into Nigeria. But at the end of the day, we wanted to be on top of the food chain, which is exploration and production. So the plan was to work towards that. So in 2012, I went back to the National Oil Company, GNPC, and the Ministry of Energy, and then we started the process again. It took 4 years, with the process, and in 2016 we were eventually awarded this asset, which we have today.
Take me through the process of...
It was priced, which we have today.
Take me through the process of finally identifying a potential of 1.5 billion barrels of oil. I'm told, for instance, that you had a system here which could actually track what was going on at the field. What was going through your mind while this was going on?
Before you even drill, there's a lot of work that has been done. I mean, I don't know if you heard, but in 2017, we brought in the biggest seismic in the world at that time, called the Ramford Titan, to shoot new 3D broadband seismic, covering our entire oil block. So this seismic is like an MRI, which our scientists work with to figure out, okay, where do we think these hydrocarbons may be trapped. After we did that work, we then started looking for rigs and stuff. So fast forward 2019, but technology has basically advanced so much that we could see everything from our office. I mean, the rig, I mean the tools going down, every layer, whatever challenges, whatever we encountered, was basically live. You could see it on your phone, you could be watching it, on your laptop or your iPad or whatever it is. I think that where technology has brought us you know, it makes stuff that took way longer back in the day. It enables you to be able to do that in
The snap of a finger.
Yes. So it was priceless. It was priceless because, you know, a lot of times people doubt the abilities of ourselves, and this is Ghanaians. So to finally be here and watch to see that what we thought was the case came to pass when we noticed that, yes, we found oil.
Essentially,
and
what
gas.
you're saying is that yourself and your team were very confident that you would find oil.
Yes, there was no doubt. Now, there were a few international oil companies that told us that there was no oil. That told us, you know, there's either water or there was something. But we believed in it because we did the work. We did the work and we believed in it. And, you know, with us, we pray a lot as well. So
Tell me
we believe
about
in prayers. We believe in prayers. I mean, I always say, you know, prayer and persistence. And I feel like once you do your human possible best, you leave the rest to the Lord. And, you know, everything, with our prayers and everything, we were very confident. There was nothing that no one could tell us that was going to stop us from.
When you say prayers, are these routine prayers that you do individually at home, or this was a corporate decision?
I mean, it's a corporate decision, I mean, which actually came from the team members. So it didn't even originate from me. I'm a very prayerful person. I pray, I fast, I do whatever I have to do. I have a very good relationship with God. But the team members, you know, decided and brought up a plan whereby we pray weekly. We have morning devotions and stuff. Whether I'm in the office or I'm not in the office, prayer sessions are going on. Because we believe that, you know, that's what we believe in. That's our faith.
And this was all in the build-up to the discovery, the eventual discovery of the oil.
Yes, but we've been doing that for quite some time. So it's something that is basically with us. And that's how the people here feel. So, I mean, we have people from all different religions, you know, Christianity, and we have Muslims as well. And we all coexist. You know, we all pray together.
So you said that based on the seismic data that was before you, you were very confident together with your team that you were going to discover oil. In the most unlikely event that you didn't discover oil?
See, I think that even if we did not discover oil, we still would have been successful. And successful in the sense that we would have been the first African company to be able to do this.
You wouldn't have considered it a monumental failure?
No, because failure is only a process. I mean, you have to go through a few, you know, failures sometimes to get to, you know, to become successful. But the simple fact that we were able to, I mean, to drill one well, we had to do 66 different contracts just to drill one well. And think about it, we drilled 4.5, no,
How
4.
much did that cost you?
We are still evaluating the cost. So I can, you know, I don't want to speculate, but it's very expensive, very, very expensive. But think about it, we drilled 4.1 kilometers. That's how long we drilled. I mean, on a rig which is the size of a few football pitches. I mean, it's quite intense and it's pretty serious. But what people would have seen as failure had we not found hydrocarbons, to us we would have seen as success, because you know what? It means we've done it, we can do it, and we can do it better. So we don't see failures. We see, you know, we see challenges which are meant to make us very innovative.
Cocoa industrialist, cocoa merchant, into big construction business in Kumasi. You seem to have had a very good start in life.
I mean, I must be honest. I always say I'm a chip of the, chip of the old block. That's how they say it, right? Okay, good. So yes, my father was actually a very renowned building and road contractor. You're right. He was an industrialist. He has some factories all over Tema and Accra, and yeah, he had some cocoa business and a little bit of timber business. Yes, I mean, I saw my father run businesses, but looking back right now, I think I always had entrepreneurial spirit in me. I didn't know at that point I had it, because when I was a kid, there are certain things that I did that I'm looking at it right now. It's like, oh, that was entrepreneurial. But to me, it just these are things that just came normal. It's like, me, getting all the kids in the neighborhood, and we would go to the stadium when Asante Kotoko is playing a football match, and we go and sell water to people because we get to watch the game. Plus, we sell water and we make money. Look, at that point, I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship. I didn't think it was anything entrepreneurial because no one told me to do this. It just came natural. I saw an opportunity. And why not? Me traveling on summer holidays, and I'll be working through my summer holidays, But now I'm looking at all these things. Oh, that's entrepreneurial. But at that point, I didn't know. So I think that yes, my father, gave me a very good foundation. However, I worked hard and put myself through university. So, I'm not, I didn't take the opportunities that came to me for granted. I'd always wanted to have my own. I need to give credit to my mother, because my mother always used to tell me something, which motivated me. She used to tell me that, and it isn't she, a woman, any away and which means, us and mine are two different things. So Kevin, focus on what you can do for yourself. So I've always been motivated by that.
So how many siblings do you have? Which year?
I came together in 2004.
2004?
Yes.
And you started business when?
I started a business, my own business, because I was working throughout. I think I started business in 2006. Because, no, 2005. I was in telecoms. So I came 2004 Christmas-ish. So I started in the telecom sector.
Came with a lot of money?
The telecoms did well, I must say. We did well. But the thing about the telecoms was that at that point, I noticed that I couldn't control my own destiny. Because, what I was trying to avoid is always trying to go for contracts. Whether it's every other year or every 2 years or every year. So, and I couldn't own a contract. And that's when cell phone companies were very hot. If you do remember, they were being sold for $900, $800 million. And I couldn't come up with that kind of money. So I looked at it and said, listen, I'm looking at 10 years ahead. How can I have a business which my actions, my hard work would really be rewarded based on my work? Not because there's a change of CEO or something, or the telecom strategy change, and then you can no longer have a relationship with that company. And then that's when I realized I wanted to focus on the energy sector, where I felt like you can really contribute, and your hard work would, your rewards would be based on the hard work.
How were you able to? The oil and gas industry is a very capital-intensive one, and a risky one at that. I'm wondering why a 26-year-old man who's just come up from the US with substantial amounts of capital would want to trade in an industry as risky as that.
I think, in life, everything is risky. You get up in the morning and you're going to work. There's risk. You're going to be in an accident, or you can fall sick. Everything is risky. But the reason why, what keeps me going, what gets me excited, which makes me not think about a risk component, is the fact that before even being successful, I've always looked at investing in communities. It wasn't well structured as it is right now, but I always want to be able to help others. And the simple fact that I know that if whatever I'm, working on achieving is going to enable me to do more, just kept me going. So, there's a risk element to everything, but you have to, I'd rather take the risk and fail. Look, I've had a lot of things that didn't work out the way I anticipated.
It's not been all that rosy for you?
No, not at all, not at all. But what is interesting is that what I thought was not rosy later on became a blessing. For example, there was a transaction that we were doing. I was supposed to have partnered up when I started my oil and gas business, because I don't have experience. Let me find some partners. And there's a company from South Korea, very top-notch company. We're about to partner up, and then they pulled out. At that time, I was very disappointed. I said, God, why is this going this way? These guys are really interested in partnering up. I thought that's the way it was shortening the learning curve and stuff. I can assure you, if I had partnered up with them, I wouldn't be where I am today. Because what happened was I was forced to learn the business. I was forced to become creative. And if I'd been aligned with them, their strategy, definitely, I'm looking at them, is totally different from my strategy. We wouldn't have even gotten into upstream. So we probably most likely not have even had this oil block. So everything that I've been through, although at that point had been bad, in my eyes, right now I'm looking at it and it's a blessing. So I don't have any regrets, honestly speaking. But it hasn't been easy, but I don't have any regrets.
How have you managed to sustain your business? Because if I look back at your business and your rise, you appear to have made a first bid in 2006 and gone back in 2012. You got your license in 2016 and you just discovered oil. It appears you've passed through different political regimes. How have you managed it?
So we are Ghanaians first. I think what we all have to understand is the different political parties are all Ghanaians. We don't get involved in the politics of things. If we have, we focus on what we are trying to do. There's politics and there's business, private sector. We don't necessarily do business. We don't have any specific contracts with government. This is the first time that we have something that government have a stake in it, because actually this belongs to all of us, to the people of Ghana, and we are managing it for some time. So we try to follow the rules, because whichever government is in office, I mean, there are certain rules that have been laid down. Just do the right thing. Don't do anything stupid or silly or try to cheat or whatever it is, and then you won't have any problem in any government. So
You are not in bed with politicians?
no, not at all.
Is it something you might do in future? Sponsor political parties?
Our business, unfortunately, although is a Ghanaian business, because we have international, so we work in multiple countries. And these days there's something called Foreign Corruption Practices Act, which means you can do something in Ghana and get arrested in Europe or get arrested somewhere else. So unfortunately, there's so many rules that does not allow, even if you want to. And what is funny is you can do something in Ghana, it would affect your businesses elsewhere. So the banks will not want to work with you. Other multinationals will not work with you. We work with a lot of incredible companies, GE, BP, Total, all these other companies. So if you can't, I mean, even if you want to, you just simply can't.
I see you do a lot of Kevin archery and for Springfield. What do you look out for when employing people, especially those from the universities?
So I think attitude is everything. I'm not really keen on what the problem is. I'm keen on you believing you being interested to find a solution, because a lot of times people, as soon as you tell, this one we can't do it, it hasn't even looked at it. It hasn't even looked at, really assessed it. So, our mindset is, why can't you do it? Start listing why you can't do it. Okay, so list A, B, okay, we check. So I think it's attitude, and eagerness to learn, and so that's what we look for. It's not just about what you have on paper, but
yourself and what you do in your spare time. You must have a lot of pressure on you. Only yesterday, when this interview was scheduled, I had a call that you had to meet people from Halliburton, company, and how do you cope?
When I'm working. When I go home, I just shut down. I just spend time with my family, my wife, my kids, and I don't think about anything. Yes, we have in
this country that we are our own enemies. We don't inspire our own. That the Ghanaian, is quick to, pull down the brother or the sister. How important has friendship or have friends been to you in your rise to success?
I think I've been very blessed, because I still have my friends from primary school who I actually work with some. And I have friends who tell me the truth as it is. They tell you as it is, And yes, I understand the crab mentality. I think it's an African or a black thing. And what I think we need to do, so what we are focusing on, when you're running a race and you're looking at your opponent, most likely you're losing. What we are doing is we are focused on our race. So we are now focused to inspire people. That inspiration will help change that mindset of pull him down. Because I'm an average guy. It's nothing special about me. A lot of Ghanaians pray harder than me. A lot of Ghanaians work harder than me. Just that some Ghanaians don't believe in their own abilities. Now there's something I'm going to tell you. A lot of times, the people that will tell you can't do it or kill your dream are not enemies. Are not people that are from far away. It starts with family. It could be your mother, it could be your father, it could be your sister. They are not saying this because they don't wish you well. They are saying this because their vision and your vision is different. You think you can run 100 miles. They think they can run 10 miles. So how can you run 100 miles? So by that thinking, they're trying to advise you not to hurt yourself trying to run 100 miles. Your vision and their vision are totally different. So we need to change that narrative. And the only way you can change that narrative is, I'm sure there are a lot of people who are doing amazing things in Ghana. But guess what? They are even afraid to come out and let people know this is what they're doing. So yes, we are here to set an example that Ghanaians are doing amazing things worldwide and in Ghana. And we need to inspire ourselves. The time that we're going to spend trying to bring people down is better spent trying to make us better. or push people up who would eventually propel us to get to where we want to get to.
I've also heard people say that